Hello, once again, welcome to TechGist with IJ. And please save your promise. So save your promise. Please, can you introduce yourself? Tell us about your name, your stack, and your years of experience.
Okay, yeah, good evening, everyone watching this. My name is Promise Saviour, and I'm a front-end developer with over 3 years of experience. So I use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Nest.js, and TypeScript for my front end. That's building web applications. Then I'm also transitioning into mobile development. So I use Expo for React Native to do that. So, but I focus more on the web parts, yeah. But lately I've been doing more of mobile, yeah, because I try to like engage in hackathons for mobile development to also like sharpen my skills on mobile. But I am more heavier on the web parts. So I'm learning web mobile development. Sorry. So I'm also exploring how to like implement AIs into my applications because AI is the talk of the day currently. So I try as much as
Yeah.
possible to bring in that AI into my applications. So also like scale and also attract user attention. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. You have even tell
Mm,
us a bit about your experience when you're introducing yourself, and that's very nice. So,
mm.
like your implementation with AIs and your years of experience in the field when you started and how far you have gone. What's one or two major instances you would say that shaping and helped you to grow better? That like you leverage on that experience and they're a key foundation to where you are now.
Okay, so let me start with this AI of things because I was one of the people who criticizes this AI. When they say
Okay.
AI is going to take your job, AI is going to take your job, I was among them. I was saying, what is this AI? What's the even point of this AI? So I didn't know how to use it then. I think that was why I was saying those things. Because people are just saying, okay, AI does this, AI does this. I guess I was thinking the only thing you can do with AI is just like, we have AI in ChatGPT and different kind of AI models that
Yeah.
helps developers, more like help the world, because not so many developers uses ChatGPT. So I started like exploring AI as a developer, how I can be able to use AI in my applications. Then I started using it in my applications. Yeah. So currently there's one I'm working on. It's a hackathon, but that's for mobile development. I didn't do it for web.
Okay.
So it's more like an AI assistant that helps asthma patients. So
Wow.
the platform is called EcoBreath AI. It was Climate Health AI, so we had to change the name due to some conflicts. We had to change it to I and my team had to change it to EcoBreath AI. So what it does is, asthma patients, most of them sometimes they might forget their inhaler at home, and
Yeah.
any sort that will be able to help them, they might not like have it with them at the moment when they are going to have that attack. So the platform helps them like be 10 steps and 10 step ahead of anything they are going to face. And it's also like know the air quality index of your area, how the weather, the climate of your area where you are at that particular moment can
Hmm.
affect your health. And it tells you when you go to the platform, it's going to like measure the percentage of pollen and how the weather is at that point, and tells you the measure you can take to help you keep aware of your predicament. And that's where you see something like, okay, take your inhaler with you and put on a cardigan and stuff like that to just help you. Then the AI, we also have like an AI assistant coach where you go to the it's more like a chat. You chat to the AI.
Okay.
Yeah. You go there, let's say you say, okay, I'm going out to, let's say I'm going out to a place in Lagos State, and I want to know how the and what kind of things I can take with due to the weather, and what kind of things I can take with me to help me and be aware of when I'm going to have a panic attack due to how the weather is, and then the AI is going to give you like examples. Okay, when you're going to the place due to the weather, how the weather is, take
Yeah.
your inhaler with you. Don't do this, don't do that. Eat something like this, and don't eat something like just that kind of stuff to help you be aware of what's in front. So that's how the platform works. So we used open AI for that. That's for the
Okay.
for the yeah for the front for the chat. So I know the backend guy used some AIs, but I haven't really asked him the particular one. But
Wow.
the platform is all about AI, like just iterating AI
Integrating.
to
That's
the
that's
platform.
that's actually very very cool because like
Yeah,
in health wise we know how much asthma patient has suffered over the years now due to
yeah,
negligence in their side, and sometimes people around them does not even know they are asthmatic patients, so they don't
yeah,
even have like safety measures to carry out and everything. So like I realized that you started like saying you criticize AI, and coming for that to see the importance of AI, I know it will have you will have leveraged a lot on it, and it will have helped you to grow in your skill and help you to grow as a developer, because a lot of developers out there they don't know the direction of integrating AI into their system or integrating AI into their workflow, because they are like, oh, if I integrate AI, then I've become a lazy developer, or I'm no longer very very like my optimal level, or
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going
I
for
even used to think like that before. That's where, like, we we
yeah
we use ChatGPT to write code,
code,
and I'll be like,
yeah.
if I use ChatGPT to write my code, it feels like I'm lazy. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know what
feels
I'm doing.
like I'm not the one
While
that wrote the code anymore, and it feels like
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
input
yeah,
was not
yeah,
being implemented on
yeah,
this code, and it, like
yeah.
if I copy this code and put it in my project, then it's not my code, it's ChatGPT code. But that's well, if you now understand like, oh, no, like before you copy that code, are you able to like follow step by step, because it helps you in making your debugging skill better. It improve
For
your
for
it
developers, it has even gone beyond that. Like when you want
yeah
to use ChatGPT, you need to go copy it. Like that one is even a stress. There's a platform. There's an
we have
extension on VS
cursor.
Code that's called. Is it?
I said there's even cursor, there's
Yeah,
cursor, and there's copilot. So
yeah, those are even stressful. There's this one that's called Klein. Like
wow.
when it's an extension. So I use the paid version of it.
Okay.
So when you install that extension and you like configure your settings, so all you have to do, like instead of you going to ChatGPT to paste that prompt and say, okay, do this for me, I'm having this issue, you just tell the extension the kind of issue you're having, and it's going to read through your files, through your folders to see what is causing that issue in that
Yeah,
particular place. It can be able to like create, delete, edit file and create files in your folder. So there's no need of
that's
copying,
wow.
copying the code. All you just have to do
That's
is
very
just
very
paste that
cool.
prompt there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah,
having a code body around you, and that's very very helpful, and I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
that that like has really really upskill yourself. So for your younger self coming into coding, and I know when it started, a lot of us when we started there was only Stack Overflow. Yeah, there was Stack Overflow, and some of us even didn't like. There was actually Stack Overflow when a lot of us started, and you have to like ask a developer, find out like a developer that have faced that issue before. That's if you see
yeah.
a developer that have faced that issue. So for your younger self now coming into tech, would you have just gone into, because he's AI engineer right now? They don't even they just specialize on working with AI, integrating AIs into system. They don't even care about backend. They're not backend engineer. They're not front end engineer. They're just AI, specifically AI
Yeah.
engineer. And we have AI prompts engineers. So we have like different AI integrated engineering into tech space. So if you're coming in, would you have gone into AI engineering? Would you have gone into mobile developer, or would you have still journeyed the same way you came in, or would you have wanted to do something else? Nowadays we even have people leaving tech to become maybe freelancer, become marketers and other field. So would you have gone for something totally different?
Okay, so for myself, I'm a kind of person that I love seeing what I'm doing. Like if I'm doing something, I love seeing it in action, how it works and
Wow.
stuff. So backend development doesn't do much of that. Like
Yeah.
backend development is more like behind the scene. You get me? So front end is like you're building and you're seeing what you're building. So I think I'd go for front end development. But if I'm to tell my younger self, I think um you need to know like web development. Even if you're going to integrate AI into your application, you need to know how it works. Because let's say a non-programmer, a person doesn't know who's not a developer, goes to ChatGPT. After ChatGPT brings the code for you after he has solved the issue you're having. If you don't know development, you will not be able to use that code well. You don't even know where to use it, how to use it, and even how to explain it. But as a developer, you go to ChatGPT and you say, okay, I'm having this kind of issues here, and ChatGPT fixes that issue for you. You already know, okay, this is what this code does. This is how I'm going to use it. This is how it works. Yeah, then that means you know what you're doing. ChatGPT just saves us that typing stress. But the thinking, you're the one that is going to do the thinking. ChatGPT just saves you the typing stress, but the thinking, you're going to do the thinking. So know web development first. If it's for a front end developer, yeah. So know your syntax, your JavaScript, your TypeScript. Just know your basic syntax rules. Then for the coding, so for myself, I'm a kind of lazy person. I don't like writing code, like especially
Code.
if I'm working with deadline.
Yeah.
If I'm doing my own stuff here, I'll just like write my code. But if I'm working with deadline, that's where I use AI. So okay, do this kind of stuff for me. Whereby if I don't even know what I'm doing, I won't be able to like tell what this code is doing. If I'm to explain, okay, I'll be able to
Exactly.
explain, okay, this is what this code does. Like if I see this code, I already know what it's doing at that time. If I'm to tell
Exactly.
my younger self, yeah, yeah. If I'm to tell my younger self to who wants to like go into front end development, you need to know your basic rules for development. Then you can now start iterating, leveraging on these AI tools. Yeah, it's going to also help sharpen your skills and learn more. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. That means you will have still taken your journey path the same way you took it. You know, and lately
Yeah.
now there's something they call vibe coding, and a lot of bash has been going on LinkedIn about vibe coding, where they like, oh, you just copy and paste codes about from ChatGPT, and you just keep refining the code based on how the code is working. But I feel I've come to like, I haven't written any article on vibe coding, but I feel like there's a misconception with vibe coding and using ChatGPT, because there's like a lot of people are, because there's this debate between old mentality way of coding and this new way of coding. So they were calling this new way of coding vibe coding, but I'm like, the people who leverage these two wells are the people who understand the code base and understand the functionality and understand the root level of, it's people who have a system, who have a structure about how they carry on with their work, that are able to leverage this AI. Because let me say, for instance, if I am coming here to coding and I said I want to build a home page, and ChatGPT says, oh, okay, have a you need to have a header, border, and it gives me all this code. I'm just going to copy the code and paste it, or just tell him to give me a whole folder and then ask him how I'm going to run the code. And when I run the code and the code just runs successfully, I'm going to be happy, like, oh yeah, great, my code is running successfully. But I will not be able to go further or in implementing new things, or if I want to implement new things, I have to keep telling ChatGPT, add this thing to my code. And I even feel that way I will still be learning, because when it's adding new things, no matter how vibe coding I want to be like, no matter how people is like, oh, they are vibe coding, no matter how vibe coding I want to do, I need to read that code at a point in time, because I'm going to be so curious that how come this code are doing all these things, and curiosity is going to lead anybody to be like, oh, how does this code work? So I think that misconception of them saying vibe coding is for like lazy developers. I also don't like writing a lot of codes. I like writing very functional code, and most times I don't even know how the code is supposed to look like, but I have an idea of what I want to implement. So I just tell ChatGPT, okay, I'm trying to implement this. How do I go about it? And it just gives me a list of code, and I start reading the code, and I'm like, I think this thing is going to make sense. I'm not sure because I don't even know how the code is supposed to structure. So I need to test it to know, oh, how does this thing work? When I test it and it's hitting something and I'm not getting the response, I'm like, okay, something is not right somewhere. Can you give me then I said, can you give me a breakdown of all this code step by step? What did you do at each step in line, and why did you do it? And when I get to read it, I'm like, oh, this is the bottleneck. I don't need this in this code. Remove this and let's refactor this code to this level and this certain way. How let's see how it works. To me, that's a very systematic and easy way because you're debugging your code. You're telling it to do something, and you're debugging what it says. So if you're calling me a vibe coder, yeah, I'm working with the flow. There's a flow, there's a system, but the way people are now putting it on LinkedIn and people are like, oh, vibe coding would disrupt the system. The only way I feel like a vibe coding would disrupt the system is when there's no even system at all, and you're just learning. And when you're learning, you know in your head like, oh, I'm learning. And in fact, every day for every developer, you're learning new things. There's no developer out there that has a whole knowledge of everything. So why are we now trying to now condemn AI or condemn people that utilize AI to say, oh, utilizing AI, you're leveraging AI, you're becoming independent of AI. You're not becoming independent of AI. You're growing with AI and you're seeing how AI being generated in the system can improve the structure and improve your workflow. So to me, that's even more that's even more how would I call it, like your performance level is even higher than me trying to go through the Greek level of writing every code myself. Do I know everything? That's just the truth. So like that's why I came up with that conception that your younger self probably might be a vibe coder, might be a vibe coder than the old age level way of coding. So what do you think about that?
Okay, yeah, you really have your points, but for me, if I see a vibe coder, I'm going to know. Though I don't really know the difference between a vibe coder and someone who's addicted to ChatGPT. I don't really know. But I feel like if I see a vibe coder, I would know. Because let's say you go to ChatGPT and you say, okay, I want to create a website because that's the prompts they will likely use.
Yeah,
Vibe coder, I want to create a website. So if you see an engineer, you see something like, okay, not even create premium function before you even go to ChatGPT, you're supposed to already started that stuff, and you go to ChatGPT say,
exactly.
okay, this stuff I'm doing is not working, can you help me
Yeah,
fix this part? But a vibe coder will like literally do everything on ChatGPT. You feel me? So I feel like fine if I see a vibe code I'm going to know, and there's no much difference with someone who's a vibe coder and one who's addicted to ChatGPT, and you feel like, okay, do this for me, do this for me, do this. And even if you tell, even if as an engineer and you tell ChatGPT, okay, I want to do something like this, give me this. There's no way ChatGPT will be able to give you everything you want, 100%. You still be the one to like customize it to your taste. Let's say you're working with a
exactly.
Figma design
Yeah,
and ChatGPT gives you a code for a header. The header will not look exactly like it was on the Figma design. You still be the one to like change some stuff. So whereby the design is not looking like the stuff ChatGPT gave is not looking like what you have on your design. You're still telling ChatGPT, okay, this is not what I want. Can you still refactor it? That doesn't make sense. So that's where you can now be bagged a vibe code or something. Yeah. So as a
yeah,
developer, using ChatGPT is not wrong. It just helps you. It helps you scale. But knowing how to use it and the kind of prompts to give
prompt
it also helps you.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So because I feel like every engineer who utilize ChatGPT is already a prompt engineer to me. Like because
Yeah, yeah. I think so too.
everybody has like a different systematic way of asking questions, and they built like I saw somebody that built a whole system from cursor, and I'm like, you built this whole system of cursor? And she said yes, all she did was she didn't even make any of those changes, because she was just telling cursor change this, change that, and the whole system came out well. And I was amazed, because it shows that there's a level of there's a level of intelligence that goes on in using all this AI. And when you like unlock that intelligence level, or when you keep on improving yourself with AI, you're going to be improving your intelligence level also. You're going to be improving your brain. So you're not going to be thinking the way you were thinking when you started coding, or the way you were thinking 3 or 4 years ago. There's going to be this enhancement of doing things. So I feel like that's a very very good that's a very very good advantage of using AI over here. So my last question for you is, if for instance you go to a room, I'm gonna like I want to switch this question a bit. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah, I
you. I can
said
hear you.
okay. If for instance you go to a room, and this room was filled with developer, and all these people were having like all of them were having a coding experience of 2 months to 9 months, and they call you and they say, Savior, you've been in the industry now for over 3 years plus, so you have a lot of experience. You've built front end, you've gone into mobile, and now you're going into AI engineering, like using AI to build more front end stuff. Come and give these people a roadmap, or can you share one or two of that your experience that you felt like, oh, this experience was really really what helped me to grow in this industry? What would that experience be?
Okay, so I feel like most of the advice that is going to help junior developers, more like newbies, are not even technical advice, aside coding. Yeah.
That's
So
true.
you need to like understand how stuff works aside from coding. You need to be able to like communicate well, reach out to people, post your work, like tell people what you do, put yourself out there, reach out to people. Because I post on X, I post on LinkedIn, and I post on even my WhatsApp. I think that's really helped me a lot. There was even a day I got a contract from just a post, and the worst part was I didn't even have much engagement on that post on X. Someone just reached out to me and said, okay, I see you do front end development. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this. How much do you charge? I was even surprised. Like, what did I even do? I just posted, okay, there's this thing and people normally do on Twitter, okay, Friday, can we see what you've worked on, like throughout.
Okay.
So I just quoted that post and I just sent a screenshot. I was working on one system that was having some issues with a secret key. So I pushed the secret key to GitHub, which I'm not supposed to. So and GitHub
Oh,
detected that I pushed the secret key and didn't like let my push go through. So I had to like delete my commit history. I was just going through some random Git
wow.
command on how to like delete my commit history. I was just having the issue. Not that I really posted what I did. I just posted that screenshot where I was having that issue on S. And that's how I landed that contract. And the person was like, okay, I see you work with API. And it wasn't even about that. I'm facing some issue. And he
Issues.
said, okay, I'm trying to do this. How much do you charge for it? You see, so that's why putting yourself out there works. And I also reach out to people. I say could DM people. Like I just send random DMs to people. I say, okay, I see you're doing this. Like just put myself out there. Reach out to people, put yourself out there, post your works and connect with people. I think that's what really helped me a lot throughout my learning journey. So I think that's going to work for them too. And also
Thank
like be more focused. Do not be distracted. Like just focus on what you're doing. That's really going to help. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I noticed you do a lot of hackathon. So what like why a lot of developers, they just want a contract, they just want a job. They don't ready to do hackathon because it's very very stressful to even build a team, to be in a team, and like doing that and doing it with your job, it's really really stressful. So why, what's your idea of hackathon, and why do you participate in all this hackathon?
So the funniest part is this is actually my second hackathon I'm building. I didn't
Okay.
exactly like what you said. I don't like you say anything startup. I used to hear people say, okay, we are building this startup, I do this. I don't like them at all. If your stuff is not giving me money instantly, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to engage in it.
Yes,
All I have
yes.
to all I do is just gigs and contracts. Anything startup or anything, I don't like it. Yeah. So this hackathon, it was just one of my friend. So I see I would even say 80% of what he does is hackathons.
Wow.
He's not even concerned about his job. It's just about hackathons. So he was like, and I think he has won since 2023 till date. He has won over 7 hackathons with his
Oh my
team.
god. Oh my
I'll
god,
just be like
that's
watching. I'm watching every of his win. I'll be like, if I
wow.
even start this, am I going to even win? He has won over 7 hackathons. So he even won and won last month. I think they were four. The price was about 2 million naira
Okay, I
for
think,
them.
is that your friend? I think I saw that post on LinkedIn about a guy, and they built a, I couldn't remember the website they did, but the story was really really very very very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I think his name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think, yeah, I
So
saw him.
he has been telling me about it. He was like,
Wow.
"Bro, come, let's do this thing." I'm like, I don't even have time for that. I'll be like, anyone he does, they are going to win. Anyone he does, they're going to win. So I just feel like maybe I should just try. I
Yeah.
should just join in this one. So yeah, we did the first one. We submitted. Though they've not like announced their winners for that one. So we are currently working on this one. So I feel like, though I'm not really that kind of hackathon person, but I started seeing the benefit of it. So you get to
So
like
what's the
work with,
benefit?
yeah, so you get to like explore things you've never used. Like for
Wow.
example, there was one stuff I used. So this one we are currently building is like is most of the stuff you're building are health related. So how this one works, it detects the kind of sickness you have by just your cough. Like you just
Wait,
cough
are you
and it's
being
going to
serious?
detect.
That's
Yeah,
very very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
super
you
cool.
cough and it's going to detect the kind of, if you have malaria or if you have typhoid, it's going to
Wow.
like detect the kind of sickness you have just from your cough.
Wow.
So it's really hard. It's really hard because
Yeah.
I didn't even imagine something like that is even
Yeah,
possible.
that's not, you see I shouted
Yeah,
as if you're being
yeah.
serious because
I didn't even imagine that it's even possible. So
it's
I
very
had
very
to,
crazy
and the guy
possible.
shared the idea with me, and he's like, okay, if this thing will be able to be possible, people we are going to have a lot of users on the platform. I'm like, if it's possible, then let's go for it. So we started. So far, it's been going well. I've learned a lot of things I didn't even know that I'll be able to learn just from
Wow.
this one hackathon. You see, so I think I'm beginning to like the idea of hackathon. Hopefully, I'll be doing more in the future. Yeah,
That,
but currently we are working on this one. Yeah, we're building this one. Yeah.
that's very very cool, and I just like the flexibility savior you have when it comes to development and programming. You're not having this originated, or this would I call it regional idea, like, oh, stick to one thing. You're somebody that has been very very flexible. Even with your post, then I still how flexible you are, and I'm like, wow, this is nice. This is somebody are stretching themselves. And I think at the point in time, it's there's a post you did, and it motivated me to be like, oh, okay, let me try out new things, and let me see how versatile I can also be in this tech industry, because you're showing that the tech industry for developer is not just about sitting down in your system and coding. It's about collaboration, it's about resource, it's about putting yourself out there, and it's about building on like something sustainable, something usable, and something that solves a problem. It's not, so many times we developer want to build for fancy. We want to build I think development have gone from you just building a to-do list, a expenses tracker or all that as your mini project. I think it has gone into you thinking beyond that, building a full, maybe building a hospital directory where people can like scroll and they'll see hospital close to them, and they can like from that point in time they can contact the hospital and book a reservation. I think it's about building a database structure where there is this unified database structure for health people, where if I go to a hospital and I say my name, they should be able to track my health record, know the kind of patient I am, and um, my like level of illness and every health history. I know my health history, my family health history, and be able to see like my next of kin contact, like people they're going to call up in case of maybe the critical stuff and I can't talk. So I think we need to like leverage tech to advance the society and advance how things are supposed to be done, because a lot of things are a lot of things can be optimized and can be automatic with tech. So I think it's an era of improving the sector and improving the landscape and improving the infrastructure in the country. And I see you doing that even with this your hackathon, trying from a cough to see the kind of illness someone have, and that's really an amazing idea. So once again, thank you for allowing us to host you on TechGist with IG, and it's really been an interesting. It has really been an interesting section, because at least I have learned from you. I have only participated in one hackathon then, and yeah, and I was trying to build a coding system for children, for like young people, because I have this love for teaching, but I'm just thinking of direction of teaching young people, because teaching children are very passionate about learning. So if you see a group of children that really want to learn tech, their ideas are mind blowing than an adult. They're not really concerned about how fast they're learning. They are more concerned about what they can produce. So they bring very crazy ideas, and if you sit down with those ideas, you come to realize they are like amazing things that they can build upon. So that's something I'm still going to be looking at in the future, is working with kids in tech, and to see how we can like revolutionalize so many of those ideas that children have, and you have to be like, oh, they are just kids. They are nowadays in the tech industry. There's nobody that is a kid. Everybody is coming up with amazing ideas. So once again, thank you for letting us have you in the stages with IG. It has really been an interesting section. Do you have any last word you would like to share?
Okay, okay, yeah. It's my pleasure being here. Yeah, I mean, thank you for also reaching out to me for me to be able to be here to share my experience. Yeah. So I thank you, yeah, for having me, and anyone watching this, just do what you're supposed to do. Then I think you get there. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you once again.